Session 1, 2. Just like to say good morning. And what I'm gonna do, try to make this nice. Give you my insight on what's really going on in California. And how did we get here? Because I think y'all listen to the news. Y'all listen to the news, y'all looking at the pictures, the videos. And there's a narrative that's being told. There's an untold story that's not been told. And see, this is what happened of years and years of understanding how this news work and what narrative that they're trying to push. Now, I'm not a protector of any political party. I think our governor is whack, point blank. But they're not really telling you the real news. And I'm not even gonna go in there. I'm gonna stop that because I don't want nothing like that playing. Not about now. Okay? I'm gonna take this slow. And for some of you who don't like it slow, sometimes the truth is slow. You got to do investigation. See, for the people who don't live in California, now, don't think you the only one who's been pulled into this narrative they trying to let you know. I had family member call me and ask me, was I all right? I got a best friend, house burnt down. So I'm invested in it. I just don't like the way the news is doing this crazy stuff, you know what I mean? And you get to sit back and you just get to watch it. See, a lot of y'all outside of Los Angeles, California, you believe that Los Angeles was burning. It's Los Angeles County. What you would call in your hometown, like the rural area, the suburbs, but they make you feel like it's the city of Los Angeles. They lying to you. Now, my condolences to all the people who lost their lives, lost their property, and their house, and their worldly possessions. And the blame game is real. But by the time I finish this video, you gonna get a different understanding how we got here. Don't try to put it on the mayor, and don't try to put it on this dumbass governor we got. This started way before any of this stuff, or way before any of these people was in office. And I'm gonna prove it to you. You're gonna hear something different from your brother, SBWD Speed. 95 degrees in the shade, and the weatherman say everything gonna be A-OK. I'm gonna show you some things you didn't know. It's kind of like, you remember when they had the flood? What was that, Louisiana? And people are not surprised that they have floods in Louisiana. Just like they're not surprised when they have floods in Texas. You below what? Feel it in. So California's kind of like Los Angeles County. Now, when people move out in this area where all these fires are at, I want you to take a deep look at the geographic area where they're at. And use a little common sense, and you will understand why we got here. Now, there's some other things in play. So now they want to blame the mayor of LA for something that's not, it's happening in LA County, but they make you feel like it's in Los Angeles, the city. And I'm gonna prove to you that's not even close. Okay, here we go, people. This is what I'm gonna try to lay out for you. You know what? I'm gonna let you see it for yourself, and then you gonna come back and tell me what I'm saying might be true. Okay? Give me a minute or two. me turn the music down a little bit so y'all get a greater understanding. First, I got to show you the area, okay? As you see, the Los Angeles right there, I'm gonna try to make it as big as I can, so give me a second. I'm gonna pull it down. Okay. Now, I want you to look at this map. Now, as you see, Los Angeles is right there in the middle. Okay? Well, it'll be on your right-hand side. You see the 5 freeway. You see the 10. You see the 110. And you see the 10 going to like Culver City. And then you see the 405. Now, West Hollywood. There's really no West Hollywood. That's Los Angeles. Okay? West Hollywood don't have a mayor or nothing like that. It's still Los Angeles, man. You see Los Angeles. You see Huntington Park, Southgate, Linwood, Culver City, still a part of Los Angeles. And then, now, what I want you to look at the space, look at the terrain. Now, when you start seeing the green parts, that's like trees, parks. Now, when you look at Los Angeles, it's like a cement jungle. You don't see that much terrain. You don't see no mountains and stuff like that. Are you looking at what I'm showing you? Now, when you get on the outside of the 405, which goes around the whole metropolitan Los Angeles, okay? So, now when you get on the left side of the 405, you start getting into the canyons, Calabasas, and all these other Malibu, Santa Monica. Even Santa Monica, you see there's no terrain. Now, if you look at the coast, goes all the way around to Malibu. Let's start at Dock Wilder Beach. That's what most of the black people celebrate. At one time, that was the only place they could celebrate. Okay? So, you come up into this terrain area. A lot of mountains. And one thing you got to understand, California is the desert. Los Angeles, California is the desert. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's a place that I've seen less rain than anywhere I ever lived at in the United States. Okay? But look at the canyon. Look at the state park, all these mountains. This would be like if I was living in Charlotte, North Carolina, this would be like, I don't know, a rural area. But let's just be honest, and we're gonna talk straight up, okay? This is the area that people wanna live in who don't wanna live in the city. Point blank. They wanna raise their children, they wanna have their homes outside the city limits of Los Angeles, California. Now, it wasn't always like that, because if you look at West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, all that is in the area around, somewhere around where West Hollywood. I wish I could put a pointer on it here, all right? But just look at Los Angeles to the left of Los Angeles, where you see Hollywood. That's where Beverly Hills and all that. All that is in Los Angeles, okay? You start getting into the county when you start getting outside of the 405, all right? And so, look at where all the burn spots at. Just look at it, okay? You got a good look at it, all right? So, let me remove this. I want y'all to follow me with it, okay? But you ain't gonna hear this on the news, all right? So, I'm gonna bring you something else, all right? Give me a minute. Now I'm gonna have to review this, so I'm gonna have to keep stopping. But I'm gonna try to bring it up. Okay? Let me cut down the music. Okay.
Perspective of the current burn area of the Palisades fire to give you a better idea of where things are in relation to one another, and to see how things looked before the fires occurred. And keep watching to the end to learn how you can own an aerial.
Let me stop this for a minute and see would it play better. Okay? Well, let me size it up. Okay. So even if this video don't play, I can show you pictures from it. Probably be better. So you see all this right here? All this, even though it's on the coast, this is not in the city of Los Angeles. It's in the county. See all this mountain and stuff? Our city don't look like that. This is how it look when people don't want to live in the city. Okay? Let me cut this off. Some kind of issue.
Print from this.
Test 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Look here. Now you see all these mountains and stuff? This is developed area in the county. This is not the city. This is where people live when they don't want the city. So you'll see why I'm trying to show you it. See these pockets of people just building houses anywhere. But inside this of Los Angeles. Test 1, 2. I'm having problems with the mic, and I usually don't have any problems on my screens when I'm on my mic. So it's getting that bad. You're right. People don't want to hear the truth, Miss Sanders. Now these people are living way out here. Just think about what it takes just to get the utilities to these people way out here. Now, there was someone didn't have no water pressure. Los Angeles, we had water pressure. They got something totally different going on out here. They living in their own little convenience. If I was living in Charlotte, just like I say, this would be like outside of Charlotte city limit. It'd be what you call the county, okay? Because this is the Los Angeles County. Now, let's look at it. That's all I want you to do. You gonna come up with your own thoughts on this. So I don't want to. Nobody come on and say I'm insensitive. People losing their life, losing their house, and all that. But come on, people. You say that people live in Louisiana shouldn't be living in any place below sea level. And if you get flooded, you should already know that's gonna happen. You living way out here in little spots that they don't develop, but it's not in the city. See, when I go outside of my house, even back in the 90s, I might have to deal with the Crips, the Blood, the Mexican gangs, which don't come out of California. But you see, that's not. Hold on just a minute. That's not like a natural occurrence. That's man-made. I can coordinate how I move, okay? If I walk up on or I'm driving in the community with a bunch of guys hanging out in the corner and I can see they wearing their flag colors, I know that's community I don't want to be in. And I can navigate. These people move way out here. And what I would call Neverland man's land. When they make all this stuff to get these pipes up there, the water, this stuff is going up in the mountains. I mean, you gonna get the picture of what I'm trying to say. Now, these people be the first ones to say they live in here and they don't have to deal with the hustle and bustle of LA City. So these are make-believe little pockets where people don't want to live in a metropolitan area. And see, you see why I say the blame game is real. Because it is. Okay, let me go out of this and try to get something else. If this don't play right, I'm gonna actually have to go to the channel and play it through the channel because I want you to see this. Okay? Hold on. When I download this, I came up like this. I don't know. But maybe I had to play it from the channel. But the fact, I didn't see it in here. Well, the devil's real, ain't it? And I know I download this. Hold on for a second. I knew I'd download this stuff. And it's not even here. Let me see, can I find it in download? No. And this is strange, very strange. So I'm gonna go over here and try it one more time. And then I'm gonna go to their channel and we'll see it. Strange. Very strange. Let me see, can I go with the internet without taking too much resource? Now I gotta look up at the history. And find this video. Oh, it said I don't even have a history. Let me go back on YouTube and see can I find what I was looking at today. It amazed me. It tells you how we got here and why we don't have no rain or anything out here. Just hold on. Everything wants to be crazy right about it. Let me close down that. Let's see, gotta get at my space and go to my history and see, because I had just cleared my history before I came on tonight. So I do that to free up some resources. So let me see, can I find what I wanted to present to you all tonight. Let's see. This is strange. Okay. See what we got here. Just hold on. Something told me to save all this stuff before I start messing around. Wait a minute. Okay, maybe I got it. You know what really got me upset with all this? Dennis Quaid. And God bless him for whatever he lost. But he started the blame game. And I said, well, let me look a little deeper in this. Okay, I looked at that first. And then, let me see. Maybe I'll find it. Y'all just hold on. Because I was looking at something and it just popped up in my face. And I didn't even know the history of this. So it was a learning and a experience for me too. Let me skip this shit. And it had Donald Trump picture on it. But it wasn't nothing about him, but oh, that's some bullshit going on right there. No wonder my sound is bad. I got it playing through too many source. Hold on. Let me just get rid of that. Let me see. How did I find it? You know, Donald Trump pictures is easy to find. And if I find it, I'll be able to carry you straight to the source. Because this is very important. this is most important about this content I'm trying to make. In my computer, it seemed like it wants to act up. Everything is slow with this computer. I don't know what's going on with it. Okay? And I know that this is supposed to be doing this. Okay. So that's why my sound is messing up. Got it playing in like 2 different places. All right, so that should help it out a little bit. Okay, so that's gonna sound a lot better. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. You're right, it does. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now I'm gonna see, can I go? I was on another place when I was looking at all this stuff. And I'm gonna switch my channel because I have more than one channel because I don't know what YouTube gonna be doing. But this stuff popped right up my face and I was like, I wasn't even looking for it. And then it started me on like, let me do some research on this. Okay, this was a channel. I was looking at it. And please don't ask me why my computer is going so slow. Because I really don't have that much on this computer. I made it just for YouTube. So somebody's messing with me. Or trying to. And I'm a porn and don't want to work. This is some bullshit. Y'all ain't gonna stop me. I'm gonna get this story out. I'm gonna get this story out. The news is playing with y'all. I'm gonna just tell you. I should have double checked all this stuff before I started, but I didn't. That's my fault. I'm gonna be accountable for that. But I'm gonna find this damn video. Do y'all know California had a freshwater lake bigger than the Mississippi? Okay. I had a lot of stuff I was doing. Pacific Coast area before the fire. Why is oh, got it. I got it. Give me a second. I got it, people. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show it, but I'm gonna be able to show it. And I download this, and I don't know where it's at. Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm gonna try to download and give it to you. I think that's gonna be the best way to do it. But if I can't do that, test 1, 2, 2, 3. I'm back. And I'm telling you, ain't nothing working on my computer. This is a damn trip. But I'm gonna bring you this video. Okay? Try to. Giving you my best. My best. SPWDD speed. Bringing it to y'all the way live. Media source. Okay. CF. Okay. See, can I find it now? See, can I find it now? No. I just seen it. Okay. Okay.
Imagine you've booked the perfect vacation to Los Angeles, ready to enjoy the sunny beaches
I don't know how it's going
and
to sound.
vibrant city life. But just as your plane is about to land, you look out
Just 1, 2, 2. I'm gonna cut off the music because it seems like I'm losing a lot of resources. Okay? So you can just hear me. Okay? I'm gonna try to play this video. Okay?
out the window, and instead of the iconic urban sprawl, you see water stretching for miles. It's not the ocean, it's a vast, newly formed lake swallowing up the land. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, this isn't science fiction. It's a reality California may soon face, as a long-lost lake is on the verge of reappearing after more than a century of being dry. But why did this lake disappear? And how will he reappear? Stay until the end of the video to find out. The lake in question is Tulare Lake, once the largest freshwater lake west of the Mississippi River. In the late 19th century, this massive lake stretched over 800 square miles, a size rivaling some of the largest bodies of water in North America. Located in California's Central Valley, the lake was fed by runoff from the nearby Sierra Nevada mountains. For thousands of years, Tulare Lake was a thriving ecosystem, supporting vast wetlands, wildlife, and the indigenous people who lived off its bounty. But by the late 1800s, Tulare Lake vanished, leaving behind fertile farmland that became one of the most productive agricultural regions in the world. The transformation from lake to farmland wasn't accidental. It was engineered by settlers and farmers, eager to use the lake's water for irrigation. As California's agricultural industry boomed, canals, levees, and dams were built to divert water away from Tulare Lake and onto the crops that now dominate the region. The lake bed, which had been home to diverse ecosystems, was drained dry. By 1895, Tulare Lake was all but gone, and it stayed that way for over a century. But in 2023, something unexpected started to happen. After years of drought, California experienced an unusually wet winter, with record-breaking rainfall and heavy snowmelt in the Sierra Nevada. As the snowpack melted, water began to flow back into the basin where Tulare Lake once stood, overwhelming the levees and flood control systems that had kept the lake at bay for so long. Farmers and residents in the Central Valley found themselves scrambling to manage the rising water levels. But it soon became clear that Tulare Lake was making a comeback. So, how did we get here? To understand the reemergence of Tulare Lake, we need to delve into the history of how it disappeared in the first place. For thousands of years, the lake ebbed and flowed with the seasons, expanding during wet years and shrinking during dry ones. The indigenous people of the region lived in harmony with this natural cycle, relying on the lake's fish, waterfowl, and fertile floodplains to sustain their communities. However, with the arrival of European settlers in the 19th century, the balance between nature and human activity began to shift dramatically. As the Central Valley became one of the most sought-after agricultural regions in the U.S., farmers and engineers set out to control the water supply. The construction of irrigation systems, including dams and canals, diverted the rivers that fed Tulare Lake, turning its bed into some of the richest farmland in the country. While this transformation brought enormous economic benefits, it also came at a significant environmental cost. By the early 20th century, nearly 95% of the wetlands in California's Central Valley had disappeared, replaced by crops like cotton, tomatoes, and almonds. The drying of Tulare Lake was hailed as a triumph of human ingenuity over nature, but the long-term consequences were largely ignored. The region's reliance on intensive irrigation began to strain the local water supply, leading to issues like land subsidence, where overpumping of groundwater caused the ground to sink. As water was extracted from deep underground aquifers, the land above began to compact, making it increasingly difficult to store water in the future. Fast forward to 2023, and California's Central Valley is facing the perfect storm. After a decade of severe drought, the state's water infrastructure is being pushed to its limits by an unprecedented amount of rain and snowmelt. The same systems that once drained Tulare Lake are now struggling to manage the influx of water. Levees held for decades beginning to fail, flooding farmland and threatening homes, towns, and vital infrastructure. The return of Tulare Lake is not just a freak occurrence. It's the result of a series of environmental and human-made factors converging in ways that we didn't fully anticipate. But why is Tulare Lake's reappearance such a big deal? First, the sheer volume of water flowing back into the basin is staggering. As of early 2023, the amount of water already filling Tulare Lake exceeds that of nearly all of California's reservoirs combined. This has caused widespread flooding, particularly in Kings County, where much of the old lake bed is now prime farmland. Thousands of acres of crops have already been lost, and the economic damage could be in the billions of dollars. Farmers are scrambling to protect what they can, but many fear that the rising waters will soon make large parts of the Central Valley unusable for agriculture. Moreover, the return of Tulare Lake has profound implications for the living in its path. Many of the farm workers in the area are undocumented immigrants, meaning they have limited access to government assistance and relief. The flooding has already displaced hundreds of families, and more evacuations are likely as the water continues to rise. For these communities, the re-emergence of the lake is not just a natural disaster, it's a humanitarian crisis. On top of that, the environmental consequences of Tulare Lake's return are complex and far-reaching. While the lake was once a biodiverse habitat, its modern reincarnation is unlikely to bring back the same ecosystems that existed before it was drained. The Central Valley's wetlands are long gone, and much of the land that is now underwater has been heavily altered by agriculture. The soils are packed with fertilizers, pesticides, and other chemicals that could leach into the water, creating a toxic environment for both wildlife and people. And then there's the issue of what comes next. Experts predict that the flooding in Tulare Lake's basin could last for years, as the Sierra Nevada snowpack continues to melt and refill the lake. Even if the immediate floodwaters recede, the region will likely face long-term challenges in managing its water resources. The Central Valley's reliance on groundwater has already caused irreversible damage to the aquifers that once supplied the area with fresh water. Without a sustainable plan for water use, the region risks further environmental degradation, including more severe floods and droughts in the future. In a way, Tulare Lake's reappearance serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between human activity and the natural world. For over a century, we thought we had tamed this once mighty lake, transforming it into a breadbasket for the nation. But as climate change intensifies and weather patterns become more unpredictable, we're starting to see the limits of our control. The return of Tulare Lake is a wake-up call, a reminder that nature, no matter how hard we try to contain it, will always have the final say. So, what can we learn from this unfolding disaster? First, we need to rethink our relationship with water in the Central Valley and beyond. The current system of diverting rivers and overpumping groundwater is not sustainable, especially as the impacts of climate change become more severe. We need to invest in smarter water management practices, such as restoring wetlands, improving irrigation efficiency, and finding ways to capture and store water during wet years so that we're better prepared for the inevitable dry spells. Second, we need to recognize the human cost of environmental mismanagement. The communities living in the path of Tulare Lake are among the most vulnerable in California, and they are the ones who will bear the brunt of this disaster. It's essential that we provide them with the support they need, not just in the immediate aftermath of the floods, but in the long term as they rebuild their homes and livelihoods. In the end, the story of Tulare Lake is not just about a disappearing and reappearing lake. It's about the choices we make as a society and the consequences of those choices. As Tulare Lake rises once again, we are reminded that our actions have a lasting impact on the planet, and that the natural world, no matter how much we alter it, will always find a way to push back. And do you believe that Tulare Lake can really reappear? Let me know with a comment below, and if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more future content. Imagine
Test. 1, 2, 3. Now. None of y'all see why I put this together. I put this together for a reason. Men have always believed he can beat God's nature. And if you really think of him, for you Christians out there, there's scripture in the Bible say don't build your house on a rock. Now y'all can take it for what it's worth. How many lakes, natural occurrence, ecosystem have we tried to change just because we want a different life and we want to sustain ourselves from certain elements in the cities? And there's a cost. The ecosystem is not something that Florida found out and other places in the world found out. Y'all can take this wherever you want to take it at. But I just wanted you to hear the other side of the story. Because the blame game is bullshit. A lot of this stuff happened way before these political parties are in a position of power. The problem is, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. You fighting against God's creation. I mean, there's a hell of a cost when you fight against God's creation, and there's consequences. For every action, there's a reaction. No, I'm not blaming God is trying to punish people for moving outside the city limits or putting their house on a rock. That was a warning. He don't have to punish you. No different from the people who's living below sea level in Louisiana. There's consequences when you try to make adjustments for a better life or whatever you think it may be. And this is the time for us not stop blaming people and start understanding our own decisions, why we do things, how we do things, and what would be the results in the long term. Because usually tragedies don't happen in short terms, they happen in long term, especially when you start messing with the ecosystem. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. There's nothing else I could really say. You had to come up with your own conclusion, what's really going on. And so all you who are regurgitating what you think is real and what you don't think is real, just do a little more history on how we got into this mess. And yeah, you can blame the people who are in office today and say they should have did this, they should have did this, and they should have did this. Look, that. But in the end of the day, we as a human race, we go hard to understand there are certain things that in nature you will never be able to control. And if it hits your front door, back door, side door, you have to understand the position that you put yourself in. Let's stop blaming people and start thinking. This has been your brother from another mother, SPWED Speed. I know this could make some people upset who have lost life, materialistic things, houses. I understand. When you lose something, you lose something. And it's not that I'm not sensitive to your experience, but I would just like us to rethink what we're doing on this planet. And how we make our decisions, why we make our decisions. You know, one of my family members called me and asked me, was I okay? And I said, nothing ever happened in LA but an earthquake and an uprising. So I'm gonna leave you at that. All right. Hope you and your family is doing well. Prayers out to all the people who going through this traumatic experience. This has been your brother from another mother and a father, SPWD Speed, 95 degrees in the shade. And weatherman say everything is going to be A-okay. And God says he's in control. Peace, love, and always strive for the truth. That's all I can say. Thank you for coming through, Mr. Anderson.